So Holdsworth's the latest to try and get the ball up there for Furlong, and then Marcelo, now Hughes. It's all about Birmingham's attack and Barnsley's defence at the moment. Johnson. And Rowett's come, and Rowett has scored for Birmingham City. He's got that one goal that might just open the floodgates. Gary Rowett soaring into a header. It left Miller flat-footed. Good ball in from Johnson, and Gary Rowett is the one who pops up with a timely goal for Birmingham City.
Well, they've been causing a lot of panic in the ranks here with crosses. They've been winning a lot of balls in the penalty area, and that was a beauty with Rowett. Marvellous header. You know, they're threatened to score. They've been winning a lot of headers, and that was just another great example.
Free kick given here, so Barnsley 0, Birmingham City 1. Hope springs eternal for Trevor Francis. 12 minutes to go to half-time. Here it is again. He's always been a purposeful player, Gary Rowett, and there was a lot of purpose in the header.
Well, he's come in on a run. You see, there's nobody picking him up. He's come in on a run, got the height, lovely header.
And the game did need a goal. But Barnsley are looking to re-establish themselves now here. That's a towering pass which has reached Dyer from Eden. That one is met by Holdsworth. The boot just a little high maybe there of Underlev, and he acknowledges that factor. Matthew Appleby's not complaining.
Then again, you know, I mean, it's a foul, and you know, nobody's hurt, so let's play on. And there's no acting, there's nobody falling down pretending they've got concussion from that.
No, we saw a bit of that last night. Now then, there is Dave Bassett. I don't think he'll regard it as an acute problem, his side being one down, but it's funny, isn't it? If this had been the first leg, he'd have been worried.
Oh, sure.
Now then, Hignett looks as though he's going to leave it for Barnard. And here's a header! And Bruce Dyer puts a header in, thumping one that sails over the bar by a foot.
Well, he was a bit unfortunate. That one just went over, wasn't it? Good header, and that was from a standing jump.
Full of conviction in his play at the moment.
Yeah, you can see he's playing with his tail up, can't you? He's a confident boy now.
Trevor Francis a little more animated than he was earlier. The goal sparked him into life.
Well, it's given him a little flutter, you know. All of a sudden he's thinking, hey, if we can get another one here, you never know what might happen.
Well, we're certainly playing with some confidence at the moment, the team in blue. That's a good interception, however, by Brown. And he simply pushes it into the path of Hignett and says, go on. And he's got Dyer and Shipley up there with him as Hignett. Dyer's the one he's picked out. He'll take on Pearce. Gets it across. Here's Shipley. Seemed to get his legs in a knot. Tinkler can't finish it. Can Dyer? He can't either. What a chance it was. And Neil Shipley was the one who had the best opening.
I think so, John. I think Shipley will be thinking, well, I should have done better there. You know, he fell over the ball. You know, Harry's looking at his watch thinking, you know, give me half time here. There's the first touch. Then he lost it. Then it came back. There was a shot in from Tinkler. And that was a sort of scuffed off the shin by Dyer and gone over the top.
This time it is with Hignett. Still Craig Hignett. Clipped to his right to Appleby. Keeps coming right with Eden. Barnsley have three across the centre. It was a useful ball, but it went as far as Rowett. Things just not coming off for Barnsley like they did at Birmingham. Dyer. Plenty of possession here for Barnsley. Happy to slow it down, but Morgan's longer ball is easily picked out. Well, Mr. Dean won't allow much more play to go on, I don't suppose, here. Just had a look at his watch now. Marcelo. Tinkler there, wresting the initiative. Did well not to foul Undlove. Again, a pass from Barnard, which was off the mark. Got the crowd very frustrated. But the half has belonged to Birmingham City. They needed a goal desperately, and Gary Rowett, their experienced defender, provided one for them with a header from Michael Johnson cross. Half-time, as a result of this goal. Rowett's 4th of the season. The score is bound. If they do, of course, it could take us into extra time.
Oh, wonderful if they could do that from the Birmingham perspective. But you know, you never can tell in football. Anything can happen. But I would expect Barnsley to come out really firing in this half. You know, I think the manager will have said to them, "Look, lads, you know, no point in sitting in this because you never know what can happen. Let's get another goal. If they can get that goal." And of course, I think that would just about seal it.
My thinking exactly. And Dave Bassett, a wily old bird, of course, will have read the situation perfectly. And here comes Appleby and Barnard storming in to try and win the ball. Undlove, who's impressed at times tonight. Even forward for Tinkler.
Now who was that to?
Both sides have reasonably large squads, but Birmingham have been decimated by injuries all season. Of course, they're without the likes of John McCarthy, who's got a broken leg at the moment, Martin Granger and Graham Hyde, who's got a knee injury. The injury here is to Morgan, looks like the shoulder. Well, he's like a rock at the side of Undlove, who looks frail, but Undlove's actually come out of it okay, and Morgan's the one who is injured. Dave Bassett's still in the director's box. Doesn't look too alarmed, does he?
No, but I think there'll be cause for alarm if Birmingham get another goal.
Well, there's plenty of noise at Oakwell as Holdsworth pops it up into the area, and then it's still in here, and it was a very important header by Morgan, and the corkscrew shot which carries the ball over the top is from Johnson. Funnily enough, Johnson didn't get a goal for over 100 matches, and then he's since then scored 12 in his next 100.
Well, obviously the experience is telling.
Yeah, once you've got the neck.
Yeah.
Well, there they are, making their noise. And I'm sure they'll enjoy their journey back to the Midlands all the more if their side at least wins tonight. Oh, a mistake there by Holdsworth. He's made one or two uncharacteristic errors in the two games. Brown got up well. You obviously taught him well at your summer camp. Yeah. Eden. Appleby's found some space. Eden will drill another cross ball in. Dyer.
Oh.
Don't think the goalkeeper looked too certain there.
Well, I think Meyer thought, well, it's going out, but you know, if you keep chasing, and Dyer kept chasing there, and there's a bit of a wind, and he just hit him on the leg and went out. It was a difficult ball for him, but they've got quite a strong breeze behind them this half, Barnsley.
Barnsley 0, Birmingham 1. 4-1 Barnsley on aggregate. And Dyer again does that little turn, doesn't he? Does that little spin away with his body. Didn't confuse anybody that time. Disappointing ball out of defence by Darren Pearce, though.
Yeah, O'Connor was saying to him, look, I could have taken it here. I'm on centre circle on my own. They just play it into me.
Even with time. Now Hignett. He's a good footballing brain, and he waited there, and unfortunately Tinkler didn't read the intentions in that brain. Barnsley had actually lost their way in the last few league games of the season. For some strange reason, they threw away a potential winning situation at Port Vale, lost at home to Crewe on the last day of the season. Does sometimes happen to teams that they lose impetus.
Sure, it's happened in the Premiership as well, doesn't it?
Oh, they're here. There are three of them on side. It's Dyer, and Barnsley are on their way to Wembley. He got two at St Andrews, and he has finally killed off Birmingham City, and they can book the hotel now. Barnsley will make history by appearing at Wembley for the first time in Dave Bassett's first season as their manager.
Well, I think you can say that now with safety. Good counter-attack, and I mean really, he couldn't have missed that one. That's the kind of ball that you say, I'll take this, that's no problem. And it was a simple knock-in.
Yeah. 3 goals in the tie for Bruce Dyer. And he looks to the heavens. And he is a born-again Christian, and he's got great faith in his own ability. And Craig Hignett put it on a plate for him.
Oh, it was on a plate. It was just a lovely ball. Couldn't have missed it, really. But that's, I mean, that really has set the seal on it, I think, now. You know, the fans were singing we're going to Wembley, but at 1-0, I'm never too sure about that. But now they've got it back. You know, it's 5-1 aggregate. It should be there, no problem.
His 9th of the season. It's exactly the scenario we suggested earlier, that Dave Bassett will have said to the team, right, go out, get me that 1 goal that just settles everything down, and we're on our way. He's been before, of course, but some of these players haven't. Interesting to see how Birmingham respond now, whether they've still got the heart for the battle.
I think they'll keep on going. You know, I think they'll keep on battling because, you know, they're playing well enough on the night, and I don't think all of a sudden they're going to switch off. I think they'll keep going and try to get back in the game.
Here it is again. No question about offside. Hignett stroked the ball, and a striker couldn't have asked for a more perfect pass.
No, I mean, that is what they call on a plate, John.
And Bruce Dyer, who's had a fitful season, has suddenly come to the fore at the perfect time. The dream is gone for Trevor Francis for another year. Well, Gary Rowett's goal in the first half just gave an inkling of hope to Birmingham and their travelling supporters, but the reply from Bruce Dyer has killed the contest. Nonetheless, the atmosphere's good and he's warm. I didn't think it was that warm here tonight, funny enough. I think he's on the Barnsley bitter.
He's got over his anorexia problem.
Barnsley swarming forward now. Hignett, Shipley, and a touch from Shipley, and it's just gone wide. He didn't really have the chance to control it.
No, he didn't, but I thought it was going to be one of those horror moments when he just got a toe poke there, and Myra was caught coming out, and it could have been one of them, and behind him. Well,
he can afford to be nice and quiet and calm and pensive and think about how to beat Ipswich Town next. Appleby. Dyer offside.
He just...
Well, Stan the man. Stan Lazaridis from Australia. Could have been a first-class cricketer, incidentally. He's a very talented all-round sportsman. Ex-West Ham United. And about to come into the match in place of Johnson, who's worked very hard.
Well, he's taking the left back off. He's playing a wide player, so you know he's going to have a push at it in the time that's left, Trevor. So you know it's very positive of him.
And as Lazaridis comes on, Dave Bassett has at long last gone down to the touchline.
I think he's going to bring Unlove out to the right-hand side. You play him wide on the right, Lazaridis wide on the left, and see what they can make of that.
All about tactics. There was Jim Barron sitting alongside Trevor Francis, former goalkeeper. Now then, Johnson might just get in here because he's got goal side of Chettle. First thing Lazaridis does is take the corner kick, and it's swung in dangerously for a goal from Marcelo. Well, they've got a ray of hope from their Brazilian. Marcelo suddenly appeared there, almost beneath the crossbar, to head the ball in.
Well, Marcelo, who'd been quiet this second half, he did a very good first half, won a lot of stuff in the first half in the air, left unmarked in between two defenders there, and that was a simple header for him, wasn't it? Just down and in, inside the 6-yard box.
Miller had no hope. It's Barnsley 1, Birmingham 2. Nice header, glided down by Shipley for Hignett. Hignett into the area, he's got the better of Rowett. The pullback is for Dyer, and he's fouled his opponent before gone down himself, Bruce Dyer. Tried to just be a little too clever maybe there, I think.
Good play by Hignett, wasn't it? You know, took a full back on, gets to the byline, looks to cut it back. You know, real quality stuff. I
think he might be a key player at Wembley.
Oh, he will be. I mean, Wembley suits that type of player. You know, I think he'll be a star man in the day.
Are you joining in the conga?
The conga. I'm not taking my shirt off, that's for sure.
Well, it used to be, it's just like watching Brazil here, but I thought it was a samba, and then we've got the conga. I'd rather you didn't take your shirt off if you wouldn't mind. Barnsley are 6 minutes away from booking their place at Wembley Stadium. Appleby, Shipley. Neatly done for Tinkler, but not so neatly done, losing it to Lazaridis. Oops, Appleby's overdone the challenge there, that's a free kick. Now Lazaridis has some clear ground ahead of him. He's got great pace, the Aussie. Hey, Sarah rings around Oakwell. They are indeed going to Wembley. It's a town that has always been famous for the likes of Dickie Bird and Skinner Normanton, Geoffrey Boycott and Arthur Scargill, but now it's the football team. For the moment, Barnsley are very much on track as they expected to be, even when they went a goal behind in the first half. The portents were still pretty good. You can't win an away leg 4-0 and not go through without doing something pretty drastically bad. And that's drastically bad. It's a slip by Chettle, which has allowed Johnson in, and he's pulled it back here, but he's not pulled it to unglove, and Barnsley come out unscathed. Might well have been 3-1, which would have been a bit flattering to Birmingham, to be honest. Dyer, a brilliant spin around, and then he canters off down the left touchline. How the fans enjoyed that. Well, he's going to be hard to keep out at Wembley. He's Bruce Dyer with his 3 goals in this tie.
Oh, he's been a main man, hasn't he?
Took his 2 goals with some style at St Andrews, and he was there again tonight when this man Hignett got the ball across to him. Well, the atmosphere's electric at the moment. And there is that chant of it's just like watching Brazil. So for Pele and Viva and Dida, Juninho and Socrates, you can read Moses and Morgan and Chettle and Eden.
Why not?
They have a Miller. Brazil had a Muller. And Dave Bassett, well, there's only one Dave Bassett, and he's the most popular manager in town. Birmingham have done well, actually, to carry the fight to Barnsley tonight.
I think they've had an excellent night. They've come here in a very positive frame of mind. They've played some good football, and certainly they kept the tempo of the game up. And I think thoroughly deserved to win the game over the piece, but unfortunately it was just too big a mountain to climb.
Marcelo might have used his arm, but the referee has waved play on again. He's done well in keeping the game flowing.
I think so. I think the referee has had an excellent game.
Can Barnsley get a second goal, a second equaliser? Hignett. Eden just there in time. Into Tinkler, touched back here. Hignett rolling it through again, offside. Well, it looks like they're going to get beaten this evening, Barnsley, but they're on their way to Wembley. That's all that matters. And a date with Ipswich Town. Was that First Division playoff final?
I think that was a cue for the crowd there to give us a little rendering of we're going to Wembley.
Unprecedented scenes at Oakwell. It was a great day when they won their place in the Premier League by beating Bradford City 3 years ago. But this is a night to savour, and to match that, certainly. As Curtis steps in, an enthusiastically won back. All credit to Undlove for that. Holdsworth now. Johnson. And it's all over. Barnsley go to Wembley. Dave Batted has taken them there. Disappointment for Trevor Francis and for Birmingham City, but Bruce Dyer, who is engulfed by swarming fans here at Oakwell, scored the goal just as he got the two at St Andrews, which takes Barnsley to a historic first date at Wembley Stadium. They will go to the Twin Towers to contest with Ipswich Town the right to play in next season's Premier League. And for local lads like Chris Morgan there, it's a dream come true just to be going to Wembley. The fans have sung them there tonight, and even though they went behind in the first half, Birmingham scoring through Gary Rowett, Barnsley came again, heroes one and all, and once Bruce Dyer had scored, then those fans could start booking their transport arrangements for the Twin Towers. Birmingham won it on the night thanks to a Marcelo goal in the second half, but it's in the Barnsley dressing room that the champagne will be flowing this evening. They're not in the Premier League yet, but they are going to Wembley. So the final score at Oakwell, although it is Barnsley 1, Birmingham City 2, it is on aggregate Barnsley 5, Birmingham City 2. They will go to Wembley on the 29th of May to play Ipswich Town.